Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to this 30-minute yoga class. We're going to start today in a seated position, so make yourself comfy. You can either have your legs crossed or maybe you're kneeling, maybe you're even lying down. Do whatever feels good for you. There is no right, there is no wrong. Just do whatever feels good. So we're going to start in a comfortable position. Maybe if we're kneeling, we can have our hands on our knees, palms down, or maybe palms facing up. And then just slowly start to close the eyes. And just settle into the natural rhythm of your breathing. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. And then one more time. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Just letting yourself settle, letting the breath flow naturally. As we inhale, feeling the rib cage expand, the belly rise. And as we exhale, we feel the belly fall. And maybe take a moment here just to notice any sounds around you. Maybe you can hear birds chirping, maybe you can hear cars driving past, maybe you can hear someone else talking from another room. And just know that this is not a distraction, it's merely what is going on around us today. Now notice if you can smell anything. Maybe the grass, maybe the fresh air, maybe someone cooking food in the kitchen. Notice if you can taste anything. What does your mouth taste like? Maybe you've just had a sip of water. Maybe you've had a chocolate biscuit like me. Or maybe you're starving and you're waiting for food and you cannot wait for the class to be over because dinner will be ready. We've all been there. And then start to notice what you can feel. Feel maybe your hands on your knees, maybe the clothes on your skin. Then notice how your body feels. If there's any areas of tension or tightness, just see if we can send some breath in those directions. Nice big inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale, slowly start to blink the eyes open. We're going to start by getting onto all fours, so making our way into a tabletop position. We want to make sure that the wrists are under the shoulders and that the knees are under the hips. Nice flat back here. And on the next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the gaze, look up. And exhale, round down, dropping chin towards the chest, looking towards your thighs or your belly button. Inhale, we drop the belly, we look up. And exhale, round down, dropping chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, round down. Just start to bring in a bit of free movement here. Really explore all the corners of the body. Maybe we start to bring the hips back towards the heels. Maybe we start to rock over the wrists. Almost think about this as though, I don't know, we're going into a room we haven't been into for a very long time and we're just getting out all those little dust all those little dust, what am I saying? We're just sweeping away any dust out of the corners, just really getting into the body. And then slowly, gently, we walk the hands further up the mat, tuck the toes under, and I want you to send your hips back and up to downward facing dog. And just start to have a pedal out through the legs here, bending one knee, straightening the other. Just really starting to open up the posterior chain, the backs of the legs, the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, the shoulders. Really create a nice straight line with the back, and if that means bending the knees, please bend the knees as much as you need to. I'd rather you have a super straight spine than straight legs always. Inhale and exhale, come to stillness. Inhale, we bend the knees, we look towards the hands at the top of the mat, and we walk nice and slowly to the top of the mat. Inhale, we come up with a flat back, and exhale, we fold forwards. And here we can bend through the knees or keep the legs straight. The choice is all yours. There's a little ant on my mat. I don't want to crush him. Excuse me, sir. Sorry. Inhale, we come up with a flat back, and exhale, we fold forwards. Inhale, roll up to stand, vertebra by vertebra, stacking the spine. The head is the last thing to come up. We roll our shoulders back and down away from the ears. Inhale, we lift our arms up overhead. And then we're going to grab that right wrist with the left hand. We're going to reach up and then bend over to the right, getting a nice little side stretch through that side body. I want you to think about always creating a line of energy from the ankle all the way up, side of the body, in to the wrist, into the fingertips. Inhale and exhale, come back up to center, switching sides, grabbing that left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, we reach up. And exhale, we bend over to the side. And here I want you to think about, rather than like rounding down, really rotate the chest up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale, we come up to center. Reach both arms up overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, come up with a flat back. And exhale, fold, planting the hands down to the mat. We step the left foot back, we step the right foot back. We're in our plank. We drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower down chest and chin. Inhale, we come up to our cobra, squeeze the glutes to protect the lower back. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, we're going to move through that little flow one more time. Inhale, we bend the knees, look towards the hands at the top of the mat. And we walk or step to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, we come up halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we reach up, rise up, come up to stand, arms overhead. And then bring hands down through heart center and by our sides. Inhale, we reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we fold forwards. Inhale, we come up with a flat back. Exhale, we fold, planting the hands down to the mat. We step back to our plank. We lower down knees, untuck the toes, and this time we lower our body in one straight line. So we tuck the tailbone under and we lower nice and slowly, elbows past the ribs. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. And just take another little wiggle out here. Maybe we start to move the hips from side to side. We're going to take that left leg and step it behind the right leg. Just get a nice side stretch through the side body here. So all the way down from that left ankle, that left toe, all the way up the side body here, through to the hands. Inhale and exhale, release. We take that right leg and we cross it behind the left. Same again on this side. We can either stay up on the tiptoes, we can lower the heel down and just get a nice twist, a nice rotation, making that side stretch, the side body nice and open. Inhale and exhale, we release, coming back to our downward facing dog. Inhale, we lift the right leg up from the mat, and it doesn't matter how high. Exhale, we step it forward in between the hands. Inhale, we come up to our high lunge. Inhale, we reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we start to bend through the arms, cactusing the arms, opening up through the chest, squeeze the glutes. Inhale. And exhale, we round forwards. Coming up on the inhale. Exhale, we cactus the arms and round forwards. One more time. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we cactus, rounding forwards, bringing the hands down to the mat. We step back to plank. We lower down, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, up to cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we lift the left leg up from the mat. Exhale, we step it forward in between the hands. We come up to that high lunge. Inhale, we reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we start to cactus, bending through the arms, squeeze the glutes and send it forwards. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we cactus, opening up through the chest. We send it round and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus. Gorgeous, guys. Inhale, we reach up. And exhale, send the hands down to the mat. Step back to our plank. We lower down, knees, chest and chin. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back and down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we reach that right leg up from the mat. And exhale. Little bug on me, that's what I get for doing it out in the garden. We come up to our high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, we bring hands to heart center. Now we're going to hook that left elbow to the outside edge of our right knee, keeping the right knee nice and bent. Hands at heart center if we can. We're going to inhale and then exhale, we twist, hooking that elbow to the knee. And we can either stay in this high lunge, or if we want a bit more stability, we can drop that back knee. The choice is yours. Inhale. Exhale, maybe we open out the arms. A little bit more spicy, adding some more balance. Inhale. And exhale, we come back up to that high lunge. Inhale and exhale. Open out to warrior two. Inhale, we flip the front palm, we reach it forward. Exhale, we send it back to our reverse warrior. Keeping that front knee nice and bent. Inhale. Exhale, coming back to our warrior two. We straighten up that front leg. And here we might need to just shuffle that back foot in a little bit more. We're going to lift both arms up overhead as we inhale. And then a little bit spicy, a little bit of core work. We're going to hinge almost from the hips, bringing our torso, our body over that front leg. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale And exhale, we take that bottom arm, we extend it down towards the ankle, coming into our triangle, looking up to that top hand. I want you to think as though you're in between two panes of glass. So we're really trying to tuck the bum in here. We don't want it to be out. We want to bring that hip in. Inhale. And exhale, coming back to our warrior two. We cartwheel the hands down to the mat. We leave that left hand into the floor. We reach that right arm up, extending into our easy twist. We inhale. And exhale, plant the hand down to the mat and step back to plank. Now 3 options here. We can either lower our knees, untuck the toes, chest and chin down to the floor. Option 2, from our plank, we drop the knees, untuck the toes and lower the body in one straight line, building strength in the arms. Or option 3, if it's in our practice, if we're feeling ready, if we want to try and add a bit of strength, a bit of spice, from our plank, we rock forwards and then lower ourselves down nice and slowly in one straight line, pausing above the mat. This is our chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. Squeeze the glutes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we lift that left leg up from the mat, and exhale, we step it forward in between the hands. Inhale, we come up to a high lunge. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna go for that twist again. So bring our hands to heart center. We extend the torso as though we're being pulled up by a string on the top of our head. And we're gonna start to turn towards the left, hooking that right elbow to the outside edge of the left knee. Hands to heart center if we can. Inhale. And exhale. We can also drop that back knee for stability. I'm definitely feeling a bit wobbly today. Inhale. And exhale, coming back up to our lunge. Front knee nice and bent. We open out to our warrior two. Keeping that front knee nice and bent, arms in a T shape, gazing over that front middle fingertip. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we flip that front palm, we reach it forward, and exhale, we send it back to our reverse warrior, keeping that front knee nice and bent. Inhale. And exhale, coming to our warrior two. Inhale, we straighten that front leg, walk that back foot in slightly, and lift our arms up overhead. And then hinge, coming slightly forward over that front leg, switching on our obliques for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. We drop that lower arm down towards the ankle, gaze up to the right fingertips. Inhaling and exhaling, remembering to connect to the breath. Inhale and exhale. We come up back to our warrior two, bending through that front knee. We cartwheel our hands down to the mat. We keep that right hand grounded into the floor. We reach the left arm up. Inhale and exhale, easy twist. And I say easy twist because that's what it's called. Like, I know that it's not necessarily easy. I'm not being annoying, I promise. Inhale. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Step it back to our plank. Lower down knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Not forgetting that our chaturanga is also a pose. It's not just a transition. Squeeze the glutes, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to drop the knees down to the mat and come into our child's pose. So bringing our bum back towards our heels, arms stretched out in front of us. But I want us to come up onto our fingertips. So we're keeping it active, really opening up through the shoulders, through the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, palms down to the floor. We're going to slither forward like little snakes, coming to lie on our bellies. We're going to extend that right arm out off the mat, bending at the left knee, dropping the right cheek down to the mat. We're going to come, bringing that bent knee behind our backs. And here we can use this hand as a little bit of a leverage or a little bit of support to get us round into that twist, opening up the shoulder. We can bring it behind our back. Just a little rest. The choice is yours. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, rolling back onto our bellies, bringing both hands under our shoulders, squeezing through the glutes and just pushing up into a gentle little cobra. Doesn't matter how high up we go. We might just be in our baby cobra. We want to extend up to our full cobra. Squeeze the glutes here. Push the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale. And exhale, release. Extending that left hand off the mat, bending through that right knee and stepping it behind our backs. Same again on the opposite side. We can use the hand in front of us to help just guide us over, or we can bring that hand behind the back and just opening up the chest and the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, resting the head and the cheek on the mat. Inhale. And exhale, coming back to lie on our bellies. Both hands under the shoulders. One little last push, I promise. We're nearly done, this is it. We're gonna tuck the toes under. And if we can, I want us to push ourselves up in one straight line into a plank. So inhale, and then exhale, we push up to that plank. We step our feet to the outside edge of our mat. So we lower ourselves down into a yogi squat, into our malasana. Bringing hands to heart center. We want to use our elbows to gently guide the knees away from the body. Inhale. And exhale, we walk our hands behind us and we just come to sit on our bums. And then one last little movement before our shavasana. We're going to either have our feet flat to the mat here, or we can lift them up into a tabletop. See, this is the issue with doing yoga outside. I get grass everywhere and then there's little bugs all over me and I get distracted. Tabletop with the legs, I'm sorry. Chest nice and proud, arms reaching forward. We can have our feet up or down. We're going to hold in our boat for 3, for 2, and for 1. And I want you to slowly, 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 much slower than you might want to, start to extend out into that low boat. We're going to hold here for 3, for 2, for 1. We lower ourselves down to the floor. And just take a nice deep breath. Make any adjustments you feel like you need to make before fully relaxing into our Shavasana. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Feel the belly expand and exhale it out. We feel the belly fall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just letting the body sink into the mat, fully trusting the surface that we're lying on, relaxing, releasing, allowing the body to soak up the goodness of those movements. Knowing that getting to the mat was the hardest part, and you have done that today. And not only have you done that, you've moved, you've breathed, you've taken time out for yourself. Inhale and exhale. And I want you to really take the biggest breath you've taken maybe all day. Really feel the belly, the rib cage, the chest expand and fill with air. And then exhale, a big audible sigh. Just let it all go. And either you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like, or if you're ready to come out, if you've got that dinner waiting for you, if you've got that lunch, you've got that breakfast waiting for you, just start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to gently wake the body up. Maybe we take a big stretch up overhead like we're waking up for the first time in the morning. Feel like someone's pulling your arms, pulling your feet. Inhale and exhale. Slowly, gently, with absolutely no rush, make your way up to a seated position. Still with the eyes closed if possible. We bring our hands to heart center. We lift them up over the head, bringing them together in prayer, lowering them down to the forehead. May we always think kind thoughts. Lowering them down to the lips. May we always speak kind words. And then lowering them down to heart center. May we always have kind intentions. And I bow forward to you and thank you so much for practicing with me today. And I hope you come back.